Welcome back to the channel, ladies and germs, and welcome back to the little town of Austin, Texas, for another episode of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre board game. Tonight, we will see if once again the trespassers can get their damn keys in their damn gas and see if they can survive their encounter with the Sawyer family. As usual, we will start off by seeing where Leatherface starts. By rolling a D100. The good old D100 in the barbecue tray. Barbecue tray, D100. Black and purple, purple and blue. Looks like 87 right there, 87. Spot 87, fantastic, that's cool. Let's see where 87 lands that son of a bitch. Hell yeah. Leatherface will start on the stairs. Since he always moves to the killing room first, he is looking out this front window. We will put our tokens in the skin bag so we know that there's no shenanigans going on. There we go. Put the skin bag right there for the time being. While we figure out who the hell's going to be stupid enough to go on property that don't belong to them. They don't know who the people are just because they need some damn gas. I'm surprised they didn't have enough gas from the barbecue, but that's another tale for another time. Alright, let's see how many start this one. It's going to be 2 to 4. Can't be 1. It's gonna be 3. Now, the fun part. Let's see who those 3 will be. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lucky, 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 lucky. Miss Sally. Franklin's sister. How him and her are related, I don't know. I don't know. Complete opposites, really. Alright, here we go. You know, she did not give Franklin back his knife. That's why he couldn't find it. 3. 1, 2. Here comes Pam. So far we got the girls out there. There we go. Now for the final entrant into tonight's episode. Oh, why? 1, 2, 3. The sheriff. The sheriff wasn't even in the 74 movie. The sheriff didn't come along until the remake with Arlie Ermy, or timeline-wise, did come along for a couple hours or so later, when Sally was able to escape and get to the police station and get some help and bring back the sheriff, and then the whole vigilante house bombing, where all hell broke loose. burned down the house. Thought they got everybody. Didn't quite get Jed. He survived. Which led to 3D. Alright. See if there's any objectives. This is the objective side here. This is no objectives. Oh shit. We have objectives tonight. It's always fun. That's always fun. Alright. Objectives sitting over here underneath Kurt. Alright, we're just going to shuffle it. We're not going to do any fancy dice rolls or anything, although we probably could. We get our little marker, makeshift marker there on Sally, so we keep track of whose turn it is. Alright. Sally's objective. Visit to Grandma's room. Looky there. Go to Grandma's room and the family's house. Well, that's certainly going to suck. Means they're going to have to get Leatherface out of the house. And here comes Pam. This is her objective coming up. And it is very fitting. Saturn in retrograde. Draw one of each of the following tokens in one turn. Leatherface, Bones, Eye, and Photo. Next to impossible. I think she's going to end up on the hook. And last and certainly least, good old Sheriff. Is it Sheriff Hoyt? I don't remember the sheriff in name in 3D. The Saw is family. Sex is, well, nobody knows. Win the game with all three of the Slaughter family members on the game board. That should be all four because Leatherface is family. What if they get killed? This is going to be a very interesting game. Okay, let's go. Sally's special move. When Sally does a push action on a player, they move 2 spaces. Okay. Here comes draw number. Whoa. Wait a second. She's gonna go here. She ain't gonna go on the brambles just yet because the sheriff ain't trying to rush in to find nothing. Right off the get-go, they drew the Leatherface. And Leather goes into the hall. Cannot see through that door. You can see through that window a little bit. That's it. Plus, he's got his back going towards it, so they're good to go. They do not have to draw another Leatherface. And they will end their turn right there. Here comes Pam. Her special move is when Pam reveals a token while moving, she may look at it and swap it with a face-down token anywhere on the board without looking at it. The new token that was face down goes into the bag. She can do it once a turn. And she is going to go right up the middle. It's Texas. Football is religion in Texas, so she's going to go right up the middle, folks. Draws an action. Which, you know what? I think she's going to forego her action, because she would end up in the brambles one way or the other. And here comes a good sheriff. He ain't wasting no time. Well, he's going to waste time. He's going to be right behind Pam. But here comes the sheriff's move, and here we go. He gets in action. Once again, they're playing it smart. They're not going into the brambles because they know it's hard to get through there in one shot. And that's the sheriff's move. The sheriff, by the way, his special move is when the sheriff draws an eye token, he may choose to trigger the token revealed by the eye token's ability as if that token had been drawn. Return the eye token to the bag. All right. Now, Sally, she is going to move. Leatherface has his back to the window. And look at that. Look at that. What a gruesome thing, especially considering what's the bag starts out with. She needs one action to get out of the brambles. This game not shaping up very good right now. Here are the bones. Not looking good at all. Bones number 2. She needs an action to get out of the brambles. Bones number 3. She's going to take a hit to start. That's the danger of the stopping in the brambles. That's why, you know, I will never take 2 action moves at the very start of the game, because you always end up needing to draw 2 actions to get out of the brambles. There's only 2 actions in the bag to start with anyway. To me, that doesn't make a lot of sense. So, guess what? Here comes Pam. She's coming right up the middle. Family and action. Okay, so there's going to be another action in there. That's good. But now she needs to draw an action herself to get out of there. Wow. Bam. That's one for Grandpa. Second one. Bones. She needs an action. Leatherface. He's at the door. Definitely cannot see outside from where he is at. See how his back to everything. Bones. One more bones and her turn's over. Here we go. Another leather. Oh boy. Okay, now he's behind that in the middle door. Now, if you go pick out one more leather, he jumps here, goes right there. It really doesn't matter, you know. It's the same for the first couple. So she needs to get out of the brambles. She really does. Here's there's an action. All right, good job. Way to go. She's gonna go over here towards the swing set, and she gets the gas. Okay, well, that's fine. That's fine and dandy. But it's not just about getting keys and gas this time. You gotta fulfill things. You have to take care of objectives to accomplish. And here comes the good sheriff. He needs an action to get out of the brambles. They're probably not going to go straight up the middle. They're probably going to flank it, because the sheriff kind of thinks something's up, but he's never been able to pinpoint it or prove it. So he doesn't want the girls. He's going to send the girls off on a tangent to go around. First one's bones. Here's the second one. He's in action. Gets the action. He's out of the brambles. He's going to go right up the middle. And that's a bones. Okay. So the sheriff's turn is done. Here comes Sally. Sally! Sally! You bitch. On two. Heading for the graveyard. Action and an eyeball. Okay. Now there's an eyeball in play. Now it's a possibility. Slight possibility. But Sally is eventually going to have to go into the house. So he might be having Pam and Sally go around to this window because you need two people standing on these two spots to get in that window and get in that room. But let's see what happens here. She's going to try to go to the graveyard and search. Uh-oh. Doom. Grandpa, the greatest killer of all time, comes out. He's a real one-hitter, he is. Crashes Jesse James. New Jesse James. He might be Jesse James. Bones. Did 60 in 5 minutes one time. He could have done more. They said the hook and pull gang could have got the bees out of the way. Action. One more action and see she can search. Bones. This is very interesting. This is a very interesting concept for a game, I do believe. This is very, very interesting. Leather. Okay. That's fine. Now he's at the cleaning room. Now he comes back out forward and he still doesn't know anybody's in the yard. Does not know anybody's on the property right yet. Leather. So he's going to come in and chat with Grandpa. And if he gets to the living room, he's going to see the sheriff right out that damn window. And I think we're going to stop right there. So she goes over here to the graveyard. So you have to finish your draw before you do your actions. Bones. Okay. Not too bad, not too bad. Here comes Pam. I think we're going to have Pam take the other flank. Eyeball. Now she needs an action to get out of the other side of the brambles. There it is. Bones. Are we going to be good? We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. Well, no, we're not. Because the Leatherface moves, he's going to see the sheriff, and then he goes apeshit. We know how he is when he goes apeshit. Fam. Not a good draw. But, hey, wait a second. I forgot about her special ability. Yes, it's a family thing. But the most dangerous room to search get to is the killing room. So we're just going to switch that out with whatever is in there. I keep forgetting about that. Here comes the sheriff. And he's going to slip around the side of the house. Now see, if Leather comes here, he cannot see the sheriff out this way, but he damn sure going to see Pam right dead front and center. Action and eyeball. Okay. Sheriff looking to go around the horn. The sheriff's going to have to stay out there till everybody is on the board. Bones. I think we're going to stop right there. Grandpa's out there. This is flipped. Here comes Sally. She has, well, you know what? It's weird because you cannot just automatically draw. You get 2 free move actions. No other kind of action. So you can't just draw right off the bat, search right off the bat. So she's just going to go boom, boom. Stay along the perimeter. Another fam. Now she gets to, she can check where the generator, search the generator. That's, a lot of people would just playing this game. I've seen, if they start the turn on graveyard, they just automatically search. You're not supposed to be able to do that because they're move actions. They are not any other kind of actions. But, you know, play it how you want to play it. Leather. Okay. He comes into the living room. He looks out the front window. Bam! Pam is right there. Guess what? Now he knows there's trespassers. So from now on, anytime we draw Leatherface out of the bag, you have to keep drawing because he is losing his shit. Action. One more, she can search. And remember, Leatherface does not come out windows or go in windows. He uses the door. He might fuck up the door, but he uses the door. Leather. So, he's now in the hallway. We're going to stop right there. She's going to go to the Jenny. Action. Very good. And remember, because we have 3 out there, we need 2 cans of gas, the keys, and the objectives. Big order. That's for sure. Okay, here comes Pam. If she wouldn't have been right there, he wouldn't know anybody was out there yet. But guess what? Action. Look at that. She got the other gas can. Now they just need the keys and to fulfill their actions. Or their objectives. Okay. Now, Pam is rolling. No reason to do anything, really. Action. Nice. For all we know, the keys could have been in the killing room and they could be in the bag right now. Bones. We're not going to worry about Grandma's room. We got to go there anyway. Bones, which means one way or the other, Leatherface has to come out of the house anyway, so. And since the sheriff has to have everybody out on the board, Drayton and Nubbins, then, you know, he's going to be out of the house. Another action. Oh, wow. One more action and she can search. She can search at the diner with all that good barbecue. And the 3rd bone. So she has two and instead of going to the diner right away, she's going to do that. Leather. Pictures. Everything is in play now. So it's possible to draw all 4 out of the bag now, which would fulfill her objectives. Here comes the good sheriff. And he's going to trail Sally over here. Pam's over here by herself. Like I said, they know something. They think they have a suspicion that something's up with all the missing persons reports. and drank some barbecue, but they have not got the evidence to be able to pin it on anybody, and enough evidence for a search warrant apparently. Of course, by the judging of all the bones and stuff around, they've been doing their thing for quite a while, and they're not that far out of town, you know. So I don't know. Leather. I mean, Ed Gein got away with his stuff for years, and since he is enraged, he will break this door and come on out, and that will do her. You will rarely see me draw. Oh shit, no, can't do that, can't do that. Hey dummy, can't do that. Drew a leather, gotta keep going. Maybe the sheriff's going to help Sally in the window. There's an action. A second action. No, can't do that. See, they have to be on this space because they crawl in the window. So they both have to be on this space right here. An eye. The sheriff has drawn an eye. When the sheriff draws an eye token, he may choose to trigger the token revealed by the eye token's ability as if it had been drawn. Return the eye to the bag. And the eye token, when drawn, flip over one face down token on the board. Okay, so since Grandpa is out and play, we're going to flip over that. Okay, now we know we don't need to. He can play it if he wants, but we don't want another Leatherface out there. And the eye goes back in the bag. Turn continues. He's trying to get another. Let's see, 1, 2. If he can get a third one, he can be right here. And when she comes up, she can just go straight in up to the window. And then she'd come right back out. See what happens here. Pictures. When drawn, look at the top card of the search deck. You may choose to move it to the top or bottom of the deck. Move the truck. The truck is being moved. We are going to just the top card of the search deck. Where did they go when this card is drawn? If you have the keys, you must return it to the bag. And this is going to the bottom of the deck. So far, the sheriff's had pretty good. You know, if the sheriff had this thing, it'd be taken care of. But no, Pam's got it. Because he has drawn Leatherface. He hasn't drawn Bones yet. He hasn't drawn Bones yet. Here comes another turn for the sheriff. Eye. Again. Okay. Obviously gonna flip. Yeah, that gonna stay there too. Obviously, that's the best thing to do is search the house without going in the house. Especially with the door destroyed. Now you got to go in and out a window. Bones. Now he would have had the objective filled. And it would have been done. He would have been able to escape. But be that as it may, we're still looking for that next action. Holy cow, are you kidding me? All right. We don't have to stop because we drew 3 actions. You can draw as many actions as you want, but we're going to stop right there because 1, and he's going to draw a search card. That's going to be his second action. The truck will move again. Help. If a character is adjacent to another character, transfer one blood splatter to the other player. And then that was his second action. His third action's here. He's going to wait on Sally, and she's going to go in the window. And another leather. So, looks like one objective is about to be taken care of. The other two, oh boy. Okay. Here comes Sally. Boom, good sheriff. Boom, at the window. Because it's not broken, it counts as a space. If it was broken, she'd take a blood splatter and go through it in one spot, one shot. But she's got it drawn anyway. Hopefully it's an action. She can get to Grandma's room, and she can search the house at this point. Leatherface don't even know she's in there. And then she can slip out of another window. We'll see what happens. Bones. As the wind is howling outside. Listen to that wind. Woo-wee. Eye. Remember, when the eye is drawn, flip over one face down token on the board. Well, this will be the bone room. It's an action. Eye goes back in. Right now, Leatherwood go after Pam. Do we want to keep going? Yes, we do. We want to get this action over with here. Bones. Okay, we're going to say screw it, and we're just going to be done. So here comes Pam. Now she goes boom, boom. 1, 2. Goes to the diner. Not what you want to be picking up. Now see, okay, now that both her slides on her card is filled, if she was to get the keys, she would have to just leave it there. Someone would have to come by, use a pickup action, and pick them up. But now she's going to try to draw an action so she can search. Drew the action. What do you know? The truck will move. She will search. Here's the search card. Nosy. When a player drawing an eye token, play when drawing an eye token. You may flip it over two face down tokens instead of just one. That's good. Sorry folks, I'm reading these things upside down, so you have to forgive me. And that's very interesting. And I think at that point we're going to call it. That's very interesting. Now we got the sheriff. What does the sheriff want to do? She's got to go in the house anyway, so the sheriff's going to check around back like a good old cop. I'll check around back. And he's got the keys. Leatherface is enraged on the board now. He was enraged as soon as he found something. That's a house rule. But they've got everything they need. They just need to fulfill their requirements. Here we go. Their objectives. Action. Bones. And we're going to stop right there. Pictures. Now that we have everything, everybody can start trying to get everything done. All right. There's Sally. Boom. She's in Grandma's room. It's an action. She's going to go down the stairs. She sees Leatherface right off the porch. Boom, pictures. She get one more action. Boy, they need to find out what's right there in that hallway, because she's going to get the hell out of Dodge, let me tell you. Bones. Bones. I think we're going to stop right there, because if she draws leather, that son of a bitch is going to come right in the house. But she went to Grandma's room, so that objective is taken care of. Here comes Pam. She's going to go to the abandoned cars. Wow, that's coming up a lot. Lest I forget to put these in the bag. Now, she's going to be trying to get another action so she can search. There's leather. 4. He doesn't know she's inside. He's focused on her. He doesn't know she's inside. So, and with the chainsaw running, you're not going to be able to hear her. Bones, and we'll call it right there. Probably should have kept going, but he's a little close for comfort right now. Here comes the sheriff. 1, 2. He's got gasoline. Everything's been found. Now it's just a matter of making your way back to the van and fulfilling your objectives. He needs... Did I move? 1, 2, 3. Yep, we're good. Action, and he can search. Pictures. When drawn, look at the top card of the search deck. You may choose to put it on top or bottom. Move the truck. Chainsaw Ballet. Move Leatherface. Face's threat up by 1. Now, shit. That ain't good. Doom. Because now that son of a bitch moves 3. Now he moves 3. Oh, man. We're trying to avoid that. There's an action. He can search. Move the truck. Search. Desperation. Discard this card during a push action to move the character up to 3 spaces. That's fantastic. It says character. So not family member, character. So it has to be one of the girls he pushes. Big bully. Alright. We're going to call it right there, because leather can now move 3, and you want to be close to that van when you're trying to get these, because you got to pull leather at least 1 time, and you got to pull, man, whoo, man, this is not a good situation right here. Wouldn't be so bad if didn't have the objectives, but now you got the objectives, so this could be a hassle. All right, here comes Sally. She's going to take that and go out the window. Boom. Again, leather has a chainsaw running. He's chasing Pam. He's focused on Pam because he saw her out the window. He does not know Sally is there, so she can slip out the back side and make a run for it. Logic in horror movies doesn't happen very much. Not much at all. All right. Hopefully no Leatherface. No Leatherface. Bones. Oh, shoot. Guess what? 1, 2, 3. Pam takes a blood splatter, and she gets to run. Since he came up this way, she's going to give you the do-si-do, and she's going to run this way. She's going to run towards the diner. Makes sense to me. Honestly, gotta draw again. Eyeball. All right. Remember, the eyeball, when drawn, flip over one face down token on the board. So we're going to flip over this last one in the house. That it matters. It's bones. Goes back in the bag. She needs to get some space between her and old Jed. Not talking about Jed Clampett neither. Wee doggies. That's one ugly bastard. I can smell him from here. Guess what? Boom. She runs here, she runs there. He's got 2 more. Boom, boom. She can now flee. 1, 2, 3. She is not dead yet. Because now if he gets to her, she goes on the hook. Because she has 3. She really needs to get the hell out of here. And Sally's still drawn. Good thing is Leatherface is pretty far away from the house. Eyeball. Since the sheriff is back here, we're going to flip it. Eyeball goes back in. Boom. That's the end of the turn. Thank goodness. Now, here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. She gets 2 move actions. No matter which, unless she goes back towards Leather, she has to go through the brambles. 1, 2, gets that. 1, 2, she'll have to draw 2 actions. 1, 2, she has to draw an action to get back out here or over there. She doesn't need to pick that up because it doesn't mean anything at this point. She really needs, what? Draw that. 1, 2 to get back to the van. And remember, man, make a run for it while you can. Make a run for it while you can. All right, she needs 1 to get out of the brambles. If she ends up staying in the brambles, she goes on the hook. The things that happen in board games. Woo-wee. Man, how would you like to be in this situation? No, thank you. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Boom, boom, boom. That is her time. Boom. All right, let me look at something real quick because I don't remember how to do this. If you want to make a fighting chance and not kill off your character on your next turn, you do not move and must draw tokens. You have drawn 4 action tokens. So, her next turn, this turn, I guess, is over. The way I'm reading it. And the next turn, she has to draw 4 action tokens. The good thing is, in order to take her back to put him on the hooks, Leatherface has to carry her back to the killing room. And so therefore he has to go back to the killing room. And if she dies, then these gas tokens will end up right here. So we will mark that. If she dies, they go there. The good sheriff's turn. What is the quickest way? Probably this way. Simply because the truck is all the way down here. And if he goes here and somebody searches, the truck hits him, he's dead. I don't do that. Oh, they moved over there. A semi-truck hits you. These are all human beings. They're not Jason Voorhees. That truck hits you, you're dead. Ask that dude. Nubbins. Flat top. Chop top was in the second one. Nubbins was in the first one. Well, Nubbins was in the second one too, kind of. He's just a shell of his former self. It's kind of a stiff. They said his acting was kind of dead. Action. One more action and he gets the search, which could be beneficial. Action. Beautiful. Good job, Sheriff. And that goes there. These all go back in the bag. And he can draw. Bandage. When adjacent to another player, discard this card to remove 1 blood splatter from that player. Now, the funny thing is if he really wanted to chance it, if he really wanted to, he could go in the house. If he could draw enough actions, he could get in the house, go up to Pam, give her a bandage, take away a blood splatter, and she'd come off the hook. Now, she wouldn't, because she actually technically has 4. She wouldn't be able to move freely, but because she'd have 3 still, but she'd still be alive. It's the end of the good sheriff's turn. Here comes Sally. And she is going to make a, well, shoot. Because if he comes out, it's 1, 2, 3, and he's right there. So she'll go there. Sally can head back to the van because she has fulfilled everything she needed to do. Pictures. Remember, when drawn, look at the top card of the search deck. You may choose to move it to the top or bottom of the deck. Here comes the search. Sprint. When spending an action on a move, discard this card to move your character up to 3 spaces. So if she can draw another action, she can move 3 spaces and be right here if she wanted to. So probably do it like when she's here so she can just fly over. But there goes that. And bones. That's the end of that turn. Alright. Pam, in order to survive, to get back off the hook, literally and figuratively, she has to draw 4 action tokens before drawing any Leatherface. Leatherface will not move on this turn. Bones means nothing. Bones means nothing. There's 1 action. There's 2 actions. Bones means nothing in this case. Hate drawing 2 at a time. Action, there's 3. Leatherface, the last one. So she is dead. The gas cans come out here. And she is carrying 2 of them. Did I move the truck? I think I did move the truck. I don't know. Oh well. Her turn is over. Her game is over. She does not have to worry about that objective. And now we get to figure out who the next contestant is. On this one. Nosy goes away. Goes to the bottom of the search pile. She is gone. Now we roll to see who is the next participant in this thing. Here we go. 6. Point is 6. 6 is the point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here it is, the original B&E, the one that got them all in this kind of situation, Kirk. And because the truck is right there, he can't just jump in and grab the gas cans and go. He does not get an objective since he is coming in as a substitute. And his special move is offering some people a couple of bucks in his guitar for some gas. Now, when Kirk does a push action against a Sawyer family member, they move 2 spaces. Well, he has to wait his turn. But the good sheriff is going, and he is going to, boy, oh boy, he's going to go try to pick that up. Can he get it? He's not going to search because he doesn't want to draw that search card that tells you to put the keys back in the bag. Action. Yeah, boy, boy, boy. But, yeah, actually we are going to search because that will move the truck. That will be the, that will be that. That'll be there. Put that on Kirk. Here comes the search. punctured gas can. When this card is drawn, if anyone has a gas can, put one of them in the bag. There goes the gas can. And we went from having all 3 gas cans to not having any. But now the sheriff is eyeballing the gas cans that Pam left when she got caught by Jedediah. So here comes Sally. She's gonna go boom boom. Don't care about that, but that's okay. It's bones. If she can get here, she's gonna use that sprint. I guarantee you. Leatherface still back in the killing room, taking care of Pam, getting her ready for dinner. There's one action. Wonder when it's going to dawn on him that there's still other people out there. There's Leather. Yep, just dawned on him. 1, 2, 3. Broke that door. He's out. Gotta keep going. Action. Okay. Sheriff gets to move again anyway. And now he sees 2 people on his flank. And guess what, folks? It's Kirk's time. Kirk gets to go 1, 2. Pick, but he's going to go 1 because here's the catch. For 2 gas cans, each one requires a separate action token. So he has to draw 2 action tokens. He can pick one up and go, but you know what? He's going to do it anyway. Well, no. Well, shit. Do you want to do one? Wow. Do you want to try to get both? Do you want to get one and get the hell back out of there? Because you still have to draw 2. He's at least got to draw 1, so he might as well. He's got to draw 1. He's got to draw 1 out of here. Leatherface. 1, 2, 3. Either or. Kirk might not last too long in this game, folks. He needs an action, doesn't he? Yes, he needs an action. Another Leatherface. You have to have an action in order to do that. So, boom. He gets to flee 1. And then Leatherface will move here. Actually, he'll probably move here. Just move right there. Kirk will take a blood splatter. Kirk has to go again. Now see, Leather can go in the street. Too bad he's behind the damn truck because you could get his ass run over and kill his ass. But okay. Fam works towards the sheriff's objective. Boom. So we're going to end it right there. Gotta get flipped. Woo! Welcome to the game, Kirk. Here comes Sheriff. I'm going to stop right there. Man, this is funky. push his ass into the street. Sheriff should be able to shoot him. We're going to stop right there. So sheriff will end up right here. That goes back in the bag. This goes here. Comes up to Sally. She'll move here. She needs an action and she can be back out in the street. In the street, not on the street. I'm trying to make her sound like a prostitute. Eyeball. Not that it matters. Flip that over. It's an action. Eyeball. Again, not that it matters. Action. Pictures. When drawn, look at the top card of the search deck. Move the truck. Careful. Discard this card to take no blood splatter from moving through a broken window or door. She needs an action. She gets an action, she's on the street, and she's pretty much safe. The long game here, boys. There's Leather. Going after the sheriff now. Doom. He gets to flee one, which sucks for him, because that is in the brambles. Well, we can end it right there. Shoot. Action. Boom, boom, boom. Sprint is taken care of. She is almost out. Everybody's hurt. Everybody's bleeding. Here comes Kirk. He gonna move right here. He needs to draw 2 actions. Pick up those gas cans and then draw another action to get off out of the brambles into the street. There's one. There's Bones. There's an eyeball. Not that it matters. Look at that. 3 actions right there in a row. Leather. Get the sheriff. Sheriff can go 2 spaces. That's his 3rd. And since he had another one left, get Kirk for 1. actually, here's how this is going to work. He's going to use this action and push leather. Oh shit. 2 spaces. This is dicey. Because now he pushes him, goes to the sheriff. The sheriff now goes on the hook because that's another hit. Now the sheriff has to do it because if he don't, then the keys get left out there. So Kirk has to draw 3 more actions. See, the leather didn't go after Kirk this time. He got the sheriff, and then Kirk pushed him away and right back into the sheriff. There's one. Another leather. 1, 2, 3. Kirk pushes him away again. 1, 2. That's the way we're playing it, so might not be right by the rule book, but it makes sense to me. He needs one to at least get out of the brambles at this point. Eyeball. The final token is bones. Now the eyes stay in. Eyeballs now mean nothing. Action. Out of the brambles he goes. Turn is done. Now the sheriff has to draw 4 actions before Leatherface or he's done. Action-packed ball game tonight. Bones means nothing. One good thing is if the sheriff dies, all the objectives are off the board. There's one action. Pictures. That moves that. Now, if they can get Leather back to the killing room, they'll be in good shape. Careful. Discard this card to take no blood splatter from moving through a broken window or door. Well, stays on top of the deck. Actually, it'll go to the bottom of the deck because we are done with the house regardless. So it doesn't matter what we do. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, he's got 1 on there. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Bones. Bones means nothing in this situation. Means nothing. You can draw 1,000 bones. It means nothing. He is doesn't stop until he draws a Leatherface, which he just did, and the sheriff is dead. That objective goes away. Marker goes here. All this goes back to the search deck. Blood splatters come off. Keys come out here. sheriff is number 2. Now, if another person dies on the hooks, game over. Right now, Kirk's done with Leatherface. Sally's about to get in the van, and we're about to pick out the next poor bastard. It's almost like the Running Man. You don't want to be a contestant. Especially since you have to put up with Richard Dawson. 1. Oh, good grief. Our hero, Franklin. Now, caveat for Franklin. He's a wheelchair bound. He cannot search the house because he can't get inside. He cannot go through the bedroom window. Any windows. He definitely can't go through the bedroom windows in Grandma's room because obviously he can't get up there. But he can search his ass off, and man, he got a lot of ass to search off. And he's a whiny ass. When Franklin draws the search card, look at the top 2 cards. Choose one to draw and leave the other one on top. So, here we go. Franklin to the rescue. Might as well get out the A1 sauce now, folks, because there's going to be some steak tonight. All right. Here goes Sally. Boom. She has to draw at least 1 token, or Leatherface moves 3 and gets Kirk. Bones. Good enough. Done. Sally is safe. Here comes Kirk. He's going to try to do this all over again without Leather jumping on him. He really needs 3 actions before Leather, because draws Leather again. And actually, yeah. Hey, look at that. He got one of the gas cans. He just needs one of the other ones now. Action. He gonna step out of the brambles and be done. Here comes Franklin. Franklin is gonna go over here. He's gonna try to get to the graveyard to search for that card that will put Leatherface back in the killing room to open up the area so they can go out and grab this other stuff over here. Action. Thing is, Kirk can't carry everything. So Franklin's really going to have to boogie over here if he gets a chance. Bones. We're going to call it right there. He's going to go right there. Now. Interesting stuff. Alright, Sally's done. She still has to draw. She's still technically in the game. She still has to draw. Now Leather is on this side of the brambles, and he sees Franklin over here. So guess where he's going if he gets drawn. Does not mean anything. This is a hell of a game. This is a nightmare scenario. There is an action. And that is good enough. Here comes Kirk. He gonna try. He said to hell with it. He gonna try to get them keys. Alright. Go for it, brother. He needs 1. Realistically, he just needs 1. He gets 1. He's out of the brambles. Okay, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea right there at all. Here comes Franklin. Franklin, he might... Dude. He can move there. He needs to draw 3 before... But, that might work out in his favor. If he can draw 1 move there. If he can draw 2, even if he draws a Leatherface, Leather's going to chase him out to the damn street. So that's 1. Or actually, he needs 3. There's 2. Pick up a gas can. There's Bones. The suspense is incredible. Pictures. Move the truck. Search card. Help. If the character is adjacent to another character, transfer 1 blood splatter to the other character. We're going to put that underneath because we are hunting for that card that puts Leatherface back in the killing room. He has dinner to prepare. He shouldn't be out messing around in the damn yard anyway. Franklin's got 2 actions. Eyeball means nothing, goes right back in the bag though. Man, oh man, what a game, what a game. Will he draw the other action? Will he draw the other action? No, he draws a Leatherface. We're going to the order they were drawn. 1 action, 2 action, pick up the gas. 1, 2. Franklin gets a blood splatter. Gets chased into the street because he can flee 1. Leather follows him over with his 3rd move. Chases Franklin to the damn van. Gives Franklin his 2nd blood splatter. But guess what? All they have to do is get keys. Kirk has 1 blood splatter, and he can also push somebody. But we got to keep going with Franklin's turn because he drew a Leatherface. Leather could still get Kirk. And it's an action. Okay. Good deal. They are both still alive. She has to draw at least 1 thing. If she draws a Leatherface, he's going to go after Kirk. She draws a couple of pictures, and Leatherface is dead. 2 pictures, and Leatherface is dead. Here comes Drayton. Goes out on the board. Every time the fan picture gets drawn, Drayton goes around to the named areas. Not in the house, just around the perimeter. Which he's going to be a non-factor anyway. Boom. Action. That gets flipped over. Goes to Kirk. Kirk's going to move. And picks up the keys. That's his 2. Now here comes the fun part. He's got to get past Leatherface. He is out of range of Leatherface at this particular moment. If he can draw 2 pictures while Leatherface is in the street, the truck will go from here to here, hit Leatherface, kill him, and then he becomes a non-factor. It's an action. Kirk's going to go there. Gonna go the roundabout way. That's not a bad idea. Now see, Franklin, if they could draw, right now there's no harm in drawing a Leatherface token. None. Everybody's out of range now. They're fam. There he goes to the abandoned cars. They're looking for pictures. Okay, action. Now it's Sally. I'll load up this bag with actions here in a second. Eyeball means nothing. Everything is flipped. Been a good game so far. Leather. Okay. Here we go. So 1, 2, 3. One more leather and Kirk's going to get chased, but we'll be going in the right direction. Fam. We're going to stop. Here goes Kirk. 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. He's out. Out of range again. Picks up those 2 actions. Does not require to pick it up using an action. He can use a move action just as normal and just pick it up. The only time that happens is with gas or keys. And he is not in range of leather at all. He needs 1 action. Boom, boom, boom. Now he's within range. Let's put 2 more actions in there. That's what he needs. Boom. He's going to stop right there. He's got keys. He's got gas. Franklin's got the other gas can. Anything these guys draw right now, other than the pictures, because that could put leather back in the killing room, is really inconsequential. Eyeball means nothing. Everything is flipped. Action. Works. Here comes Sally's turn. Boom. That works. Okay, here comes Kirk. 1, 2, pick it up. If he can get a sprint card, he'd really be pretty close to ending this thing. It's right on the cusp. I'll put him out of range of leather. And that will be his turn. Comes Franklin. Man, this is coming right down to the wire here. I mean, right down to the wire. There's leather. Hot pursuit. Catch Drayton up. He's old, kind of slow. You know, Jim Seadow was a little elderly. Good actor. Bones, okay. Here comes Sally. All she has to do is anything but Leatherface. Anything but Leatherface. Bones. Works. Okay, now where does Kirk want? Does he want to go for it? Because if he gets nailed by Leather, Leather's going to hit him, give him a blood splatter, but Kurt will be able to go 2 spaces and end up in the van. I think this game's over, folks. I think this one's done. I think it's over. Pictures. Move the truck. What do we got? Dinner time. When this card is drawn, you must move to the dining room. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh no. Oh, that is like the worst. The worst card you could have got at this point in time. So close. And now he goes to the dining room. And Grandpa is in the dining room. Grandpa never moves. But any player who enters the dining room takes 2 blood splatters. Oh no. Oh man. Woo-wee. Are you kidding me? Wow. Wow. Well, he ain't dead yet. If he dies, game over. Franklin's got to draw anything but Leatherface. If Leatherface gets drawn, it's 1-2 and done. Because he's already got 3. So Leatherface ends it. Eyeball means nothing, but it works to end his turn. Man, so close. So close. Action. Gets done. Ends that turn. Kirk carefully climbs out the window, comes out the floor. That's his 2. He's right there next to Leatherface. He knows he's in trouble. Action. And he knows he has to go the long way around. He's just hoping these 2 do not draw Leatherface. Because like I said, Leatherface gets drawn and that's ball game. Action. Here comes Sally's draw. This is a long game. Longest one I've played yet. Action. I finishes her. There comes Kirk. Boom, boom. Actually, I should have pushed him. But we're going to do that now. Does he have to be on the same space, or does he have to be on? I think he has to be on. I think he has to be on an adjacent space. I gotta look this one up. All right. He needs a spinning action. He needs 1 action, and he can push Leather 2 spaces away. Boom. That makes sense to me. Now, he can keep going. And that's the way we'll play it. House rules. I'm also going to amend the sheriff. I think if you draw 4 actions in a turn as the sheriff, you should be able to shoot Leatherface and send him back to the killing room. To me, that makes sense. Action. We're going to call it there. He is still in range of Leatherface. But he also doesn't want to end up in the brambles just yet. Here comes Franklin. Anything but leather. Bones. Still alive. Sally. This is like the descent. You think you're out and you end up right back in it. Here comes Sally. Action. Kirk. 1, 2. If he gets an action, he might as well go for it, because he will be out of range. Probably be something oddball, right? Nope. 1 action. Boom. Done. All right. 2 Leatherfaces, game's over. 3 pictures, game's over because Kirk will get killed by the truck. Oh man, Franklin, you damn fool. Draws a Leatherface. Holy crap, Pulla. Action. Okay, should have done that the first time around, jackass. Alright. Here comes Sally. Do or die. Do or die. If Sally draws anything but leather, this game is over. If she draws leather, this game is over. This is the final draw. Unless it's something oddball. Even then, this is it. This is the final draw of the game. And, you know, this has been a really good game. It's been a long game. This is the most tokens I've ever seen on this board during a game. I've never... And this right here is the last one. No matter what it is, it's the last draw, the last token out of this bag tonight. In this game. Kirk's going to win, he's going to survive, or he's going to lose and become chilly. We're going to find out if Leatherface had some projects around the house and he needed an extra hand. He's going to... how to toenail something. Maybe it's going to be like a hockey game and there's going to be a face-off. Are you ready? The final token of the game. It's an action. It's an action. This turn goes to Kirk. Oh, wait a second. I fucked up big time. Game over. Leatherface wins. Kirk's dead. You know why? Because I was giving Kirk his 2 free moves when he had 3 blood splatters after being in the dining room. He shouldn't have got 2 free moves. We're going to call it done. Leatherface wins. Kirk is dead. I screwed up big time because when you have 3 blood splatters, you don't get your moves anymore, free moves anymore. Everything has to be drawn, and he started that right there. We're going to call it dead. So, for the first video of the 3 that I've done, of course, the first one was so screwed up that you can't even watch it. It's not even the whole game. The game lasted about 40 minutes, and the computer that I have is junk and old and recorded about 18, and it was very bad. It was like still frame, like film strips, like in grade school. You only change it every 5 minutes. But tonight, I screwed up, and I'm sure Leatherface would have got him. So Kirk loses, Kirk's dead, Sally and Franklin survive. Pam, the sheriff, and Kirk are dead. Hitchhiker Nubbins does not get to come out and play. And that is the game. My apologies for screwing that up. It does happen. And that is the game, folks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here for this long, weird game that was very climactic until I realized I screwed up and forgot that Kirk didn't get his free moves, and I'm sure he would have ended up on the hook. There was no way that he's going to get around Leatherface at that point in time. So, that as it may, have a good weekend, as this is being done on a Thursday night. Be good to each other. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to animals. And remember to stay away from strange guys in Wisconsin. Because they're either looking for a mother figure or trying to find a backbone. Eat your heart out, Jeffrey Dahmer and Ed Gein. Catch you later with the next time we play this Texas Chainsaw Massacre board game. Right there it is. Live and in living color, baby. We may not be doing motion pictures, but we doing some cheap sitcoms. You know what I'm saying? All right. Good night, everybody.